Welcome back, everyone. In the focus of today's video, my goal is to go over the things that I really don't like about this machine. And it's not necessarily design flaws, maybe more purchasing's fault, but it's items I don't like, and it's going to be like a long-term fix because it's either costly or you just can't justify it right off the bat. So stick around and we'll run through them. First one, and I don't really think it's a design flaw, I think it's more purchasing, is the result is the tracks. It's because of the tracks, and the issue is when you have a heavy load on here, or you're going over like an inflection point on concrete, or on any type of hard surface, you feel every single lug. You sort of sit in that machine, and as you're going, you're just hopping along. And it is terrible, and it hurts. It's not comfortable. And the only way I've gotten around it is by like making sure you keep your knees bent, and you're just kind of there along for the ride. It's not a lot of fun. And what is happening is, as you can see, your lugs are pretty well in line here. And you have 3 rollers down on the bottom, and they're kind of lined up well. You can see this. So down here with that roller, as you are going along, the roller is going between these where it's not supported, and then over top of your lugs where it's well supported. Unsupported, supported, unsupported, supported. You get the drift. So as it's going through there, it's just kind of making a wave where it droops and comes back, droops and comes back. And the only way that I can think to fix this for this type of machine is to get a different type of belt. I would need to get a belt that has like staggered pads. And if you look at a lot of the higher quality ones, that's what they have. They're staggered. So that way, no matter what, your roller there, either your front roller or your back roller, is always supported by a lug on the belt and not by the gap between the lugs. So because, that means purchasing new tracks, I don't have any issues with these for some reason, right or wrong. After I actually had the proper tools to tension and tighten down that jam nut, I've not lost a track. And I've been spinning around in gravel, working in the yard, doing 0 turns. I mean, I've had no issues ever since I got the proper tools. Crazy, right? Who would have thought? So because of that, it's not something that I'm gonna, go spend the money on now. I don't know exactly how much tracks would cost, but I think they're in the couple $100 range. Right? Do you think tracks are expensive? Yeah, I'm sure. So because of that, it's just something I'm going to have to live with. I'm going to be stuck with the bumpy ride. And I mean, it's really not too bad. Like I said, it's only on the concrete, and only when you're cantilevered out and all the weight's on this front roller here, that's when it's the worst. And please understand this, like the way these tracks work, yes, your front idler is taking some weight, but it's in a channel here. And basically it has movement to go up and down. Now, I don't think it's that much. It's probably 1/2 inch to 1 inch plus or minus. So 1 inch worth of range all the way through. And all the load of the machine is on these 3 idler rollers. So that's why, no matter what happens, everything's rigid. There's no suspension. The track frame is welded directly to the frame of the machine. And any little deviation or amount of displacement in this idler gets transferred right to you, and the operator sitting on the back cantilevered out. So design flaw, purchasing's fault, I don't know. They probably bought this belt because it was cheap, and it's cheap for a reason, because it is not the most comfortable for an operator on hard surfaces. Now in grass or mud is probably awesome because you have quite a bit of traction here. And yeah, I have not run out of traction in the mud or the gravel. On the concrete, yes, but that's a different story. That's to be expected. So yeah, and please trust me when I say I'm honest here. That is the only issue that I've had with this machine, or kind of blame them for. I've had the right hand track fall off twice. I've tensioned it the 2 times previously and tightened the jam nut down with the improper tool. And ever since tightening it that one last time out in the yard with the proper tool, never had an issue. And it's been about 4 hours now. I have 10 point whatever hours on it now. And other than that one issue with the tracks, that's really my biggest gripe with this, that I did not sort of sign up for. There is some issues that you can't necessarily do multifunctions, like there's not enough pump flow or pressure to being able to travel at full speed forward while raising your boom. I kind of understand that. That'd be I think you can see some of that in even the brand name machines that are on the lower end of the market, in that $20,000 to $30,000 range. And it's not till you get to those $60,000+ machines where you can do that multifunction very smoothly and eloquently. So, and you know, I know that there is different Chinese mini skid steers out there. Like the one outdoors with the Morgan has, that was in that still sub $20,000 price range, which is a pretty good value, Kubota diesel, everything. But that machine is significantly bigger than this one. And, you know, part of the reason I bought this machine was to help me out in the shop here. I got forks for it. You know, I bought it to move some things around, whether it's tires, you know, lifting little small engines, lifting whatever it might be. I bought it as almost like a shop forklift that I could also do projects with outside. And like I said, really the only thing I didn't sign up for was the issues with bouncing through the tracks. But other than that, I've had no issues. Knock on wood. So I'm sure it'll blow up now, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, if you're afraid to buy one, that's on you. I mean, if you have the finances available and you're willing to take a little bit of a risk, I think they're awesome. No idea what the tariffs are going to do. And, you know, every day it's different. In my opinion, the stuff that's already here in the US, you shouldn't have to pay a tariff, but that just means anything coming over, the prices will be jacked up on it. There is still a boatload of these on Marketplace. You know, I think people are trying to price gouge you now as they raise the prices up because of the tariffs and everything else. But they're still flooded. You know, you go to the guy's page and he's got 20 of them. So if he wants to start selling them, he's going to have to offer some realistic pricing here. So yeah, don't be afraid. Go buy one. You know, as long as you're somewhat mechanically inclined or you're really willing to learn stuff. You know, everything on this machine is pretty simple. There's nothing, you know, electronic about it, nothing that you really need a boatload of education on. Just some simple safety items, some common sense, and you'll be fine. And then the part sourcing, you know, and just like old vehicles nowadays, you can't just call up the dealer and get it. I know it's different. I know there's a boatload of aftermarket support for this. But as you start modifying things, doing things different with your rear axle, doing things different with the front axles and the spindles and the hubs, you got to do your research. You got to see what's going to interface with what. So same thing here, just got to figure out what's going to work. That's my experience with this machine. It's, like I said, it's been 10 hours. I've seen it on the forums, on the Facebook pages. People buy it, run it 3 hours, and it blows up. I don't know what to tell you. You know, there are lemons, just like with cars. You hear about recalls. A buddy of mine bought a 4th gen, like a month after I had bought a 4th gen. My truck, I had 0 issues. His, he had all sorts of random stuff. Drag links snapping in half, computers frying, you know, like stuff you can't explain. And it's like, I don't know. Either way, really recommend these. I think they're a lot of fun, especially if you have a little bit of property or have some projects you want to do for them. Don't use a shovel or wheelbarrow much anymore. I use that for almost, I think of projects to use this for now. And I think of excuses, you know, oh, hey wifey, where do you want to put this flower bed? Oh, I don't really think it needs to be moved. Like, I think we need to move it. So let me know where you want it, and I'll go get the mini skid steer and the forks, and we'll find a new spot to put it. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I understand it's a sample 1 of 1. This was a December 2024 machine. It's really similar to those AGTs. It's a Future FT36C. That's what the nameplate says. If I can find it, it's on here crooked somewhere. Yeah. That's the model. That's the serial number. Date of manufacture, December of 2024. So, have they made improvements to these things? Probably. I'd almost put money on it. So till next time, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what type of content you want to see for this guy. I am starting to get going on the truck again. Just really hard to film stuff there because it's so nitty gritty. So I'm trying to think of ideas to summarize that into longer videos. So take care.